So a question I get a lot is when I've given my students a quiz assignment or used a Google form to collect answers to an exam, I know that I can do automated grading, and if you don't know about automated grading, go back and watch the video that teaches you how to do that. So I've done automated grading, I've populated my gradebook, but what if I want to see the individual student answers? In this video, we'll cover how to do that. So let's jump over to our demo Google Classroom. And here's the multiple choice exam that we built and graded in previous videos. I'm going to click on that. You can see that I've graded 2 of those exams. Students have submitted. I've graded and returned them. So remember that in my gradebook, we auto-populated these grades. We didn't have to do anything except for importing those grades. What if I want to see the answers they gave, though? So when I'm looking at this assignment, if I go ahead and click on the Google form itself, you'll see I see the student view, and I can come over to this button, Edit this form. I'm going to click that. It pulls up the original editing page. I don't want to change the actual exam now. Students have already submitted it. But you'll notice there's a tab at the top that says Responses. There's a couple things that I can do if I click this. So when you first click Responses, you're on this Summary tab, and you'll see that, for instance, you can see all of your students' scores. You can also see the answers, sort of what percentage of people gave which answer to which question, depending on the question types you've asked. If you go by question, you can do the same thing. Looking at just one question at a time, you can see everyone's responses. Or you can go by individual student. And looking at each student in your class, you can see what their answers were. This is great. Something that I like even better is actually this little green grid button says Create Spreadsheet. I'm going to hit that and choose Create a New Spreadsheet. And it will automatically open up a Google Sheet that has my student email addresses that identify them, their scores, so these are the ones that auto-populated in my gradebook, and for each question I asked, it has what they answered to that question. And so you can see all of your students' grades and all of their answers to individual questions in this spreadsheet. And this spreadsheet has automatically appeared. I'm going back to my Google Classroom. I'm on the classwork page, scrolling up to the top. This is my version of the ClassDrive folder. If I open that, you can see that this spreadsheet has automatically appeared in my ClassDrive folder. And remember, my ClassDrive folder is not shared with my students. Go back and watch the video on the ClassDrive folder to understand the ways in which this folder is very different from a normal Google Drive folder. But I can look at that spreadsheet anytime I need in here. I won't need to in this case because I used automatic grading, so I don't have to enter any grades by hand. But it may come in handy for other purposes.